Hello, sunshines. Welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I am your host, Heather, and this is a special kind of episode thingy. It's not even really an episode. Um, who here, raise of hands, has heard of the 100-day challenge? Probably a lot of you if you're on any sort of social media. So, for those of you who don't know what it is something that takes place in springtime. And you work on something for 100 days. I'm oversimplifying. You can look it up. But I really like the idea. So I am going to kind of adopt it. I'm not doing it in the timeline. It's June 1st. I am going to do it from now until I think it's the first week of September is 100 days. But I'm going to attempt to use one thing of yarn a day. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mini. Like if I'm working on a bigger project and I use up a skein, that would count for the day. But yeah, I'd like to use up a mini a day. That's my goal. I think I can do it. So I'm hopeful. Realistically, there will be some days where I'll have to play catch up, especially because I'm still in school right now. So some days, especially Thursdays, I'm going to be super low energy, and who knows what the summer is going to bring. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best to keep up with it and not have to play catch up. But that would give me 100 more mini skeins, which will bring me closer to my goal of 361 used up this year. So I'm going to try really hard. I'm hopeful. You'll know if I was successful because, well, you'll know if I made a good attempt at least. Who knows if we're successful? Because if I peter out after like 10 days, obviously you'll never see this. So I guess we'll see if you see this or not. Wish me luck. Hello, sunshines. It is June 11th, which means it is day 11 of the 100-day challenge that I have put for myself to use up a mini a day, and this is the one that I'm using. And I am making the first 3 rounds of 5-round squares for my reading log blanket. So I am putting it together by chronologically by when I finished books, and I want these to be my records for the Wheel of Time books. I already have 2 in my blanket that look like this square, and then I made this square and I was like, there's no way. I need to put books 2 through 14 into the blanket. There's no way I was going to get 13 squares out of this alone. So now I'm holding it together with this color. And then I don't know if I'll hold this together by itself to get remaining squares, if I will then add a different color with this one. I don't know. But today's plan is to use this up. This challenge was not difficult until I got to Thursday. And then I didn't officially finish off a mini on Thursday. But I'm still caught up. I'm not behind, so it's okay. I knew Thursdays were going to be hard. So, at least until I'm out of school. So only one more Thursday of school, and then hopefully I can keep up 1 mini a day. Hey, sunshines. Today is Saturday, July 15th, which means it's day 45. And I just wanted to check in. I'm pretty excited. I've been doing really well keeping up. And today there was one day where I used 4 scraps. And this weekend, I am going to see how much of this I can get through. I'm not worried about these bigger scraps at the top. I don't think I'm going to get through them this weekend. But these little scraps, I'm not saying I'm going to get through the whole vase, but it would be exciting if I could get through like 4 of those a day. Man, this shelf is really dusty. I need to dust it off. Don't judge me. I'm sorry. I'll get there. I'm not the bestest at like the dusting of all the things. When I see it, I'm good at it, but I haven't seen it. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're not here for my dust. We're here for, let's see how far I can get between day 45 and 46. So this is where I'm starting. I have my linen stitch or moss stitch blanket. So it's single crochet 1, chain 1 all the way across. And then on the next row, you single crochet into the chain 1 space and then chain 1 over the single crochet. So I'm going to do that, but mostly I'm going to be working on my nor'easterly. The linen stitch blanket is just where like those yarns are going to go to dye, because I don't want to change color. As you can tell, I don't change color in the middle of a row on my nor'easterly. So any yarn that doesn't get used, which could be, anywhere from a handful of inches up to, I don't know. I don't actually know how many inches it takes to get across and back on this. Probably about 2 feet, I would say. That's just a guess. I don't know. I'm not going to measure. But anything that doesn't make it across and back, that is going to go in the linen stitch blanket. So that's where the yarn is going to go to dye. I am pretty excited to see how many of those scrappy bits I can get through. Let me pull them out and see how many there are. All right, so there are 26. That's a lot. I think my goal is going to be 10. So yeah, let's see how far I can get today and tomorrow. We'll see. I mean, you'll know how much I do each day because I do the daily photos, but let's see. This could be exciting. This could be good. Just a little check-in. I used 6 minis today. There is plenty of time. I could still work on this if I wanted to, but I am choosing to set it aside and work on some of my other non-scrappy projects, because I have a lot of things that I want to finish this summer. So that is a lot of progress. That's longer than my hand worth of progress on this blanket today. And 6 minis. So yay that. I will probably record again tomorrow and show you what I do. I also want to stop because my left wrist is starting to bother me. Not sure what that's about, but yeah, I'm gonna work on some other things, maybe crochet instead, maybe knit. We'll see if a different needle size helps with that, whatever's going on with my left wrist. Or I might write instead, who knows. But this is where I'm stopping for today. I'm pretty proud of it. Hey friends, so I did my knitting for day 46 at the park, but I felt weird recording. I went with my roommate to a foam fighting thing, so people were like fighting with their foam weapons and stuff, and it was cool. It's something that she's into and has been for a long time, but it felt weird like flipping out my phone and recording because it's only the second time we've gone to it. So anyway, I put in 1, 2, 3 minis while we were there, and then I had to grab a mini for literally knit across, do the bind off, because that's how much I had left to go. But look at that, I have a strip finished on my nor'easterly. How exciting. And I used 3 minis today. I'm pretty proud of that. I really, really like this challenge. This might be another challenge that I do again next summer. Maybe not though. We'll see. I can't commit to that. I don't know what my life is going to look like in a year. But all right, I'm going to go work on something else now. I will see you again hopefully soon. Hey sunshines, it's day 53, July 23rd, and I just finished knitting in this scrap of, or not scrap, this leftover bit of sock yarn. And there's still a little bit of time before bed tonight, so this is not going to be the only scrap I use up today. Did you all see that yesterday I used up 10 minis? Not all at once. This week, actually, I've been like a couple days. I finished multiple minis, and some of those minis I used up. Like some days I have lots of little things in the pictures. On days like that, I probably worked on those minis over several days. Like I pick a bigger mini and I just work my way through it for days and days and days until it's finished to post. I don't always use up a 20-gram mini in a day. But when I'm making the squares for my reading blanket, I do tend to use up quite a bit of, or I can use up several minis depending on how many rounds of that blanket it is and how small the minis are. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out, and I am doing really well. I'm so pleased with myself for doing 10 minis yesterday. That makes me feel way better about my hope to use up 361 minis this year. Because I definitely got really, really behind during the school year. I'll check in with you sometime in the near to mid future. Hey sunshines, happy July 30th. I just did something that I think is super exciting. So I have used so many minis this year so far, mostly during the last 2 months, but since the beginning of the year, that this shelf was looking pretty puny. And I had this giant box full of minis from one of my best friends that I received and I was super grateful for, but I was a little overwhelmed because I had so many minis, right? Well, I have gone through the box and I've sorted the minis into my mini stash. So let's show you what we're looking at. These are neutrals right here. I filled up my bag all the way and had to get a little bag. Same thing with my variegated yarn right here. This is like warm colors, yellows, reds, oranges. This is purples, pinks. This is singles, so like single ply yarns. I have a bag of green again. You know what that means? I can work on my green garter blanket a little more freely because now I have a bag of green minis again. My bag of blue is back to almost completely full instead of, it was really, really deflated, friends. And then this is self-striping. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. And I have this pile of yarn that I did not bag up because, okay, so there's 3 different sorts of yarn categories in here. One is greens or yarns that have kind of greens in them. So you can see those. I'm going to the movies today with my niece. We're going to go see the 35 anniversary showing of The Heathers. She really likes the movie, and I've seen it a few times because my name is Heather. So I'm going to go see that. So I am thinking I'm going to take these and, sorry, my cat is being very distracting right now. I'm going to make kind of a magic ball using parts of some of these skeins for that. The ones that are bigger minis like this, where it's just green, I'm just going to put them in a bag and carry them, and I will magic knot them while I'm at the theater. And then some of these I particularly want to make flowers for my daughter's blanket, so I pulled those out so I could just make the flowers. And then some of these are things that don't really fit in the parameters of the other blankets, like this, or I might make a flower out of this first, but they're kind of things that I'm like, they can just go straight into my sister's kiddo's blanket. So that's really exciting. My plan right now is to set aside the things to make flowers for my daughter's blanket. I'm not going to do anything with those today, but that makes it really easy to grab a mini this week and like work it into the flower. And then I don't think that I want this in any of my other blankets, so then it would just immediately be worked into the kiddo blanket. But like, that's a really easy, don't have to think about it, can just work it in sort of deal. Some of the, I'm think I'm going to take like 10. I think I'm going to take 10 minis with me to the movies to work into the kiddo blanket. And I think I'm just going to tie them while I'm at the movies. I don't think I'm going to make a magic knot first, because I think it would be more fun to just have them be super, super random worked into the blanket. But I haven't 100% decided on that. But yeah, I plan to use up a bunch of minis today. It's going to be exciting. All right, sunshine. So it has been 100 days, and I managed to use at least one mini every day. Okay. So let's be serious. Sometimes I played a little bit of catch up. Happens. Life happens. And while I used to be able to knit every single day, that's not my life anymore, unfortunately. Someday I'll be there again. But I made it, and I used up well over 100 scraps, because there was a day where I used like 7, there was a day where I used 30. So overall, I am really, really pleased with this 100-day project. Maybe I'll try it again next summer. Not necessarily the same thing, maybe not. We will see, because I can't plan that far ahead. My life says no. But I am excited. at what I was able to accomplish. I got so much work done on my scrappy blankets. So much work on my scrappy blankets. So many flowers made. So many, well, a few hexapuffs made. I feel like my nor'easterly got huge comparatively. Same thing with the other blanket for my graduating nephew next year. Like, I finished a blanket, I started another one. That's amazing. I made some granny squares. All of my stuff is over there on my shelf in my room. That's why I'm looking, so I can remember what I worked on. And I even worked on my my bias strip blanket a little bit. So, and I worked on my linen stitch blanket. So I touched all of my scrappy blankets this summer, which is cool. Except my barn raising square blanket. Maybe that'll be my 100-day project next year. We'll see. I'm not gonna say that that's a for sure thing, because that would just be mean. That would be mean to do that to myself. But maybe it will be. Maybe I could do that. We'll see. I have all the squares made. I just need to adjust. I need to take out the edging on each square because they're all bound off, because I thought I was going to sew them together, but I'm actually 3 needle binding off all of them. So I need to undo the bind offs on all of them and then Kitchener them together, because I like the way that looks better. So it's a big undertaking, which is why I haven't done it. But I would like that blanket to be finished since I have all of the squares already. All right, now I'm just rambling, but I hope you enjoyed this journey with me, because I enjoyed making it. And I will hopefully see you soon for some regular content, but I don't know. We'll see. Bye for now, friends.